Euromaidan, a significant socio-political movement that took place in Ukraine between November 2013 and February 2014, was characterized by mass protests and demonstrations demanding closer integration with the European Union (EU). The term Euromaidan is a combination of Euro, symbolizing Europe, and Maidan, which refers to the central square in Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, where the protests primarily occurred. Triggered by the Ukrainian government's sudden decision to halt the signing of an association agreement with the EU, the movement was fueled by deep-rooted grievances regarding corruption, economic instability, and a desire for political reforms. Many Ukrainians saw closer ties with the EU as a pathway to modernization, improved governance, and increased opportunities. The protests drew diverse participants, including students, activists, and ordinary citizens, disillusioned by the government's perceived alignment with Russia rather than the West. The movement gained momentum as protesters occupied Kyiv's Maidan Nezalezhnosti, Independence Square, transforming it into a symbol of resistance and unity. Over time, the demonstrations expanded to other cities, highlighting the movement's nationwide reach. The Ukrainian government, led by President Viktor Yanukovych, responded to the protests with a mixture of repression and failed negotiations. As tensions escalated, clashes between protesters and law enforcement became violent, leading to casualties on both sides. The situation further deteriorated in February 2014, when government forces launched a crackdown, resulting in numerous deaths. The turning point came when Ukrainian security forces opened fire on protesters on February 20, leading to a surge of anger and global condemnation. The violence galvanized the movement, prompting a dramatic change in the government's leadership. President Yanukovych fled the country, and a provisional government took over. Euromaidan had broader implications beyond the immediate demand for EU integration. The movement inspired discussions about Ukraine's identity, its geopolitical orientation, and the relationship between the Ukrainian-speaking West and the Russian-speaking East of the country. These divisions would later become critical factors in the annexation of Crimea by Russia and the ongoing conflict in eastern Ukraine. In conclusion, Euromaidan was a transformative moment in Ukraine's history, driven by a desire for closer integration with the European Union and a demand for political and social change. The movement showcased the power of grassroots activism and the determination of ordinary citizens to shape their nation's destiny. While it led to the removal of President Yanukovych, it also set the stage for subsequent challenges, including the annexation of Crimea and the ongoing conflict in eastern Ukraine, underscoring the complex and enduring repercussions of this pivotal period.